Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers, and this is video 13 in our Once Upon a Time mini album series. And what we're going to do today is we're going to make the basic cover. Now, the one thing that I've done since video 12, when we made this inner spine, is I took some pieces of paper and I covered in between the spines, so that when we put our pages in, then there's something here other than the black. And what I used was that lizard skin looking paper. It's regular, it's a cardstock from a pad, but it's about one step thicker than typing paper. So it doesn't really add any kind of bulk or anything like that, and or thickness. Now we're going to talk about the spine and doing this in just 1 second. I want to show you real quick one that I just finished, and this is called Mariposa, and you probably have seen the flip through on this by now. However, I just wanted to show you real quick about this spine and the cover. So the cover's 8.5 by 8.5, and this one has a bigger spine than what we're going to be using. It uses the wider version of this. Remember, it had the 3/4 inch, and we decided on the 1/2 inch. And really, I think we could have gone the 3/8 and still been fine, because the pages aren't thick. It's more like a storybook than a photo album, and so I think we could have got away with just a little bit closer together, but I think this is going to be fine. Now, you can leave these black. Let me just say that, since we had already talked about that for a second. Just make sure to go through and erase your chalk pencil marks. Okay, so anyway, all right, on to this one. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make the spine and the cover, and we're going to do the whole thing and make it in black. Okay, then when you open the book, there's going to be a black border around, and then we're going to, in another video, we're going to do the inside. This particular one I just did as a paper. This was the very first one that I've ever done. And so I wasn't sure what I wanted to put on the inside. By the way, excuse my voice. So I put an image that copied over from here to here. Okay. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, this is why I put the image or the paper in between. Okay. And then also, a mistake that I made was when I glued in the center spines, which is this right here, I didn't put enough glue in the center, which is very heavy. And you can see right here in the middle where it pulled away. So I'm going to have to stick the glue down in there and hope that enough squished in there. See, it should be like that. We'll hold it on both ends, and that will be enough to hold it in. Okay? I'm afraid it's going to pull the whole thing out if I'm not careful. So, note to self, a lot more glue on here. Okay? So that was all I wanted to show you. Onward and upward. What you're going to need to complete this section is you're going to need our folded spine, which we don't need it right now, so we're going to set it to the side. It's the last thing we're going to use. And you're going to need 3 pieces of the black cardstock that we've been using all the way through. And then something new is we're going to need a piece of this is real thin, what do you want to call it? It's not cardboard. It's not chipboard either. It's kind of in between. It's about the thickness of the back of a legal pad. So that thickness of cardboard. You can also achieve this by gluing together 3 layers of a cereal box cardboard, and I've covered that in other videos on how to glue them together. Okay, so just go back and reference that. We're not going to do that this time, so I'm not going to cover that this time. All right, and then these are 8.5 by 8.5, so that means it comes in the 8.5 by 11. Of course, Oz is making his appearance in the background. So all you have to do is leave the 8.5 side, and then just on the 11-inch side cut it off to 8.5 as well. We're going to leave 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and that's why it's 8.5 by 8.5. Okay, so our images, our pages are 8 by 8. Then you're also going to need a spare piece, and we're going to use that as a spacer for when we put the sides on either side of the spine. If you use a piece the exact same as what you made the pieces out of, then you will find that it folds perfectly. I did not know this until a short time ago, and it's a very good tip. All right, so I saved a scrap from when I cut this off, and this is just the paper. There's a piece of core in the middle, and then there's paper on either side. So when you go to cut it on your you could cut this on your paper cutter, and let me show you real quick. I have a scrap piece. Actually, let's use our all right, I will show you some other time. When you put the piece in here, I can cut the spacer off just a little bit. First thing you want to do is you want to take your paper cutting sharp blade out, and you want to keep one of your duller blades that you've taken out because it started making fuzzies on the side of the paper, and label it C for cardboard. And you're going to put that in here. Then you're going to cut this and go back and forth several times until you can hear that it's cut it. Then you're going to open it up. You're going to fold this back and forth several times. Well, it's kind of hard because this is kind of small piece. There we go. You're going to fold it back and forth because all that's left, as you can see, it's cut through the core. All that's left is the paper on the other side. So if you go like this, you can kind of crease it. You can see where you need to cut it on the other side. Let's see if we can do this. I cut it crooked as well. Or the edge was crooked. Okay. And so now, as you can see, we went right through and cut the paper, and it came right off. All right. There's a little bit of paper where it was crooked, a little bit. So since you're making a cover most of the time, that won't make a difference. Okay, but anyway, that's how you cut it. Don't forget to take your cardboard blade out, put your paper blade back in. Except for when you drop it. As we all know, I'm not allowed around sharps. I dropped it. When I grabbed it, my thumb went right into the little pointy blade. I don't know how I manage to not really cut anything and yet poke my finger. At least it's not bleeding. Okay, so what we're going to do... Hold on just 1 second. He's going to go on. Okay, sorry about that. He was at the back door, so I knew he was going to go on and on. So we're going to set these pieces to the side for right now. And I want to show you, actually, let me take this. If you lay these next to each other and you think, okay, 2 pieces, you can see quite easily that you're not going to have enough paper. pretend like that's straight. Okay, and you're not going to have enough paper to put the other piece on. So we're going to have to glue 3 pieces together, and we're going to glue them together on the long side. All right. Well, that's coming down. I'm going to take a drink of pop. Thank you for that indulgence. And you don't really have to overlap it very much. In fact, we really don't want you to. Get it very, very straight. Apparently I'm having trouble getting it very, very straight. This little bit of glue won't matter. We'll put it on the inside. So now we're going to glue the second piece on. All right. It's kind of warm in here, so the glue is kind of runny. It's we're having a heat advisory or warning actually here in Seattle this weekend. Another one. Global warming, you gotta love it. It doesn't take very long for this to glue itself together. And I didn't really show you cutting all of the cardboard because, well, it's cutting cardboard. So, sorry about that little crash bang. I leaned forward and my cord from my mic got caught. Alright. Okay, so now we've got these 3 pieces. I don't know why I'm putting the lid on that. Okay, we've got our 3-inch spine. The reason it's a 3-inch spine is I measured, not the fold, or I'm sorry, to the fold, because that's where the page is going to, the cover is going to bend. So we measure from this fold, it's kind of hard to see, to this outside fold, you know, where we've got our 2-inch. Okay, so this gusset right here that we made the mark, so we flip it over and we measure from there to there and we get 3 inches. So from here, this bend to that bend right there, and we get 3 inches, and that's how we know that we need a 3-inch spine, because we're going to put it right on there. And that doesn't really look wide enough. Now that should work. And then this is going to go in the center. Remember, we're going to have our 1/2 inch, or I mean our 1/4 inch on the top and on the bottom. Okay. So we're going to glue this, and it's a good thing to glue it as close to the center and as close to straight across as you can. And you're going to want to securely glue it. Some people put tape on it. Now on this, I will put glue in the middle. I'm going to stand up to do this. Okay. And then you want to wait for it to dry. You don't want it to slide around. So we'll just have a little chat, you and I. While we're waiting for the glue to dry, you know, it's like watching paint dry. So I could tell you a joke, but then I'd have to delete it from the video. There once was a man from Nantucket. Okay, now to place these, we're going to get our spacer. And we're going to use the spacer for the distance apart. Okay. Well, this looks curved. It's not going to be helpful at all, is it? Okay, that will work. And since this is straight, when we line this up, it doesn't look straight. I actually believe this cardboard is crooked a little bit. So, yes, it is. It goes out a little bit in the center. The main important parts are the ends. Okay. So we're going to put the glue on. Now on this one, we're going to have paper on top of it as well. So and the edges will be folded up around over. I want to put enough on here that I can smear it around. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to use the spacer. think I want to move this out just a little bit. Because we have this piece right here. It looks straight. Okay. And that looks straight. This looks like it moved a little bit. We're going to hold it down and have a little conversation. Yeah, I almost got it center, like center, to where there was exactly an inch on the top and exactly an inch on the bottom. But it's going to be fine. Okay, now we're going to do the same with the other side. Wait for the air bubble. There it goes. Well, the standing thing is for the birds when you have a fractured ankle. Which, don't feel too bad for me. I've had it since a year ago, February, and this is now August. It is what they call a non-union. So, it doesn't want to heal. They want me to do surgery on it. And I said, what's the worst that could happen if I walk around on it? I do something to it and it actually breaks and you have to do surgery. And the guy said, the doctor said, yes. And I said, or you want me to go ahead and do surgery and have a year and a half's physical rehab? And he was like, yes. You know what I think I just did? I did. I put the glue on the spacer. That's what I get for yakking. This is the piece that needs the glue. Well, at least I caught it before one side was really small. Kind of a waste of glue, though, I would have to say. Well, we could have a little conversation while waiting for the air bubble. There it goes. That's what I get for talking about my ankle and not paying attention to what I'm doing. However, pain in my ankle is partially keeping me from paying attention to what I'm doing as well. So now we'll get our other spacer. The spacer makes it much easier. Now you'll notice we have quite a bit at the ends, and we'll cut that off to 1 inch. Let's see where we're at for time. Okay, I'm going to put you on pause and start the new video, and then we will come back and we will finish this puppy up. Okay, we're back, and I'm gotta move my stool here. I have a new one. The other one hurt my bottom, so I got one with a tractor seat, sort of like a riding lawnmower seat. Not that my rear end is that big, but you know, it's more contoured. So the only problem is that it's about 2 inches shorter. So now I'm like the little kid sitting at the dining room table. So that's why I keep standing up. All right, onward and upward. Let's take these two ends. I happen to know that this ruler is 1 inch wide, my Mr. Pen. So we can go right here. And we know that this is approximately 1 inch. And we're gonna take our pencil. We're just gonna draw a line straight across. I'm gonna flip it around and just draw a line straight across. And then we're just gonna cut it off. Haha. That haha wasn't cutting a straight line with a pair of scissors. It doesn't have to be perfect. Our inside paper is going to cover it. However, in the interest of being neat, you can see the corner of my cardboard has come up. But we will have it trapped. I know you can't see this, but I'm cutting a straight line, so how exciting could it be? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue the cover the rest of the way on this bad boy. We're going to get out our glue. Now you can use any kind of white glue, any kind of glue that you want. You can use double-sided tape and then put glue on it if you like. I'm not a big fan of the double-sided tape. I think it's kind of a redundant type of thing because you're going to turn around and people put glue right over it anyway. So, I don't know. Up to you. But we do want to put glue on the long side first. And the long side is the long side. So, we're going to put the glue right up along the edge first. Be fairly generous. Okay. Then we're going to glue the rest of it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Wasn't looking at my notes. We need to trim the corners. I knew there was a reason that this extra glue looked funny. We want to take our scissors. We want to cut in at an angle about 1 millimeter from the corner, and then cut out at an angle. We want to do the same thing over here. That was my fault. We'll do the other side after we glue this. So you want to come in at an angle and about 1 millimeter from the corner. You want to bring your corner back out. Okay? We're going to do that on the other side as well. I knew that looked odd, having that glue out there. Now you're going to roll your cardboard up, and you may have to slowly and gently kind of work it. You don't want to kind of break the paper. You don't want it to crack. And that's why you put all that glue right there. Okay? Just kind of work it a little bit and then fold it over flat. Just slide it forward. Yeah, see, I didn't really work it as well as I should have. You'll notice with it black, you don't really notice, well, except for I just made a big mess of things. This is going to be covered. I have glue on my fingers. We can use if I need to, I can use my glue eraser. Okay, and before I forget, see here, you want to use your bone folder, make sure everything is sealed down. You can hear that crinkle. You can go ahead and do a small crease right here. You don't want to do it too hard. You don't want to rip it. And then you can go along here, kind of make it a little flat. Kind of makes it look a little more crisp and clean. Okay. Now, before we get in trouble, we're going to trim the corners. And go in at an angle. About 1 millimeter from the corner. You're going to turn your scissors. Come back out. You're going to go in at an angle. Not a too much information note. The girls are getting in the way here. I might have cut that one a little close. Okay. Now what we're going to do is rinse and repeat. We're going to put the glue all along the edge. All the way down. You can come back if you like. And then put your glue all around. And do the hokey pokey. And that's what it's all about, man. Get our spider web. Okay, we're going to slowly stand this up. Kind of get it going. Just rock it back and forth a little bit. That's probably what happened, is I didn't get my corners. It's kind of wide. So kind of rock it. I'm using a 65-pound cardstock. It's called Astro Brights. I like it. Okay, we're going to fold it over. I'm going to use our bone folder. Make sure everything is sealed down. As you can see, this popped up. Listening for a crackling noise, which usually means there's air. Some people leave a little bit more on the corner and they do this little fold in thing, and it does make a little bit nicer corner, but I'm really not good at it, and so I skipped over that part in class. Apparently you may get a little glue ooze out. I try not to wipe it back on here. I'm going to use my glue eraser to get that off. Just go ahead and kind of start the crease right here. Don't pop it on the edge, and don't pop it on that edge, you'll rip it. Just gently give it the idea that it's going to fold right there. We don't have to fold it yet. Okay, let's kind of give it a minute. Let's use our bone folder and go across the top. You can see it makes that looks better. See how this looks? It's more rounded. This looks flatter. Makes it look flatter, more like the edge of a book. Since we're going to make it into the edge of a book. Okay. Now we're going to do the ends. We're going to do them the same way. Glue around, concentrating. So I am actually occasionally quiet. Don't tell my friends. They will not believe you. I promise. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to stand it up and roll it. Hopefully I'm not going to hit the camera. I'm going to stand this up and roll it. Try to get it folded without it fighting too much. And push forward, slide it over. Okay. Well, I guess I better look at that first before I go pulling on it. Alright, I'm going to pull on it. Okay. I'm going to flip it over. See the nice corner? Except for right there, I have a mistake. I'm just going to color it in with a black Sharpie. You'll see some glue oozed. This corner is the way it's supposed to look. I cut this one a little close. Kind of had a feeling I did when I did it. This one's close as well. Darn it. It's the polite way to say what I'm thinking. Especially because it's on camera and I really wanted to do it correctly on camera. I guess this shows how you make a mistake and come back and fix it. If it's a different color, you're using brown cardstock, then that's a different situation. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't know how to fix that without putting corners, the little metal corner things, on the corner of your book. You may not have planned on doing that, but you may end up doing that. Once again, I'm sorry about sounding like a frog. The more I don't concentrate on it, the more froggy it gets. I'm trying really hard not to talk like a frog. Alright, we're going to bend it up. Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit on that corner. Sometimes it's a little hard to see what you're doing. I know you can't see it on the camera. Folding it up. I don't know if that helps or not. I'm rolling it forward. Ooh, I got so very lucky. Just a teeny tiny little mistake. Did I go across the end? No. Okay, that looks better. Well, I would like to say to you, this is not the most perfect job I've ever done. It's not the worst job I've ever done. But it is not the most perfect job I've ever done. And I'll tell you the truth, once I take a look at this off camera with the Sharpie on this here to fill in the black, if I don't like it, I'll make a whole nother one. You want to take this, you don't need to fold your book past the 90 degree, so you just want to kind of coax it a little bit to kind of make sure it knows that it's going to fold there. Do the same on the other side. Yeah, this one's a little bit better for the distance. This is that one that I think was just a little bit crooked. I was off camera when I did Mariposa, which, by the way, is Spanish for butterfly, if I didn't mention that before. Okay, so we've got this, and we have our cover. All right, I'm going to take a look at this. I don't have my Sharpie right here with me at this end. Didn't think I was going to need it. And so I will take a look at that and see if I can rescue it. You'll know in the next video. We will put the papers on the inside, and we will yes, we will put the papers on the inside, and I will have taken my glue eraser to the edges that are going to show, and just in case, like right in here, and get the glue off of there. Alright, so that's it for this video. I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Alrighty, bye bye.